Some big news has come out about Manchester United's plans in the January transfer window, and it is brutal. There's been a few blows for Ruben Amorim, but this could change Manchester United's season, and this could provide a big opportunity for the youth stars. So we're going to talk about how this news will change Manchester United's season. We're going to talk about the latest on Rashford. We're going to talk about the latest on Garnacho, Anthony, their exits, news on Victor Gyokeres to Manchester United, no new left wing back coming in, and who's really going to get an opportunity. So, hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to your 10-minute Manchester United news roundup, where we round up all the news in a 10-minute video. Now, United Nad, who works with United District, reliable source of information, I'd say. So when he gets information, he puts it out. He's not a BSer. Do you know what I mean? And his information is the Manchester United hierarchy believe Ruben Amorim is capable of getting more out of our squad and to put us in a better position than what is being shown, and they have full faith. He said also not expecting incomings even if we make a sale. So United now is saying he does not expect any incomings at United. The hierarchy believe that Ruben Amorim can get more out of the squad as he probably spends more time training with them and they learn his system more, and they've got full faith in Ruben Amorim. Now, one of the reasons Ruben Amorim was brought in is because they believe he can get the best out of the United players. Now, it's difficult because you spent 600 million for players to suit another system, but a manager of a very different system, you're expecting to get the best out of them. Now, in my opinion, you see Manchester City drop 200 million, but they didn't spend as much as us in the summer, and you think, surely we can drop some money here and there. I know we've got PSI issues, but surely we can drop some money here and there. Although I don't want Man United to be buying players for the sake of it and buying the wrong players and doing panic buys. But I look at it. We only beat Southampton because of Amad Diallo. We are not good. We are not good. We were 15th. We probably deserved, to drop points to Southampton because Ahmad showed up in the last 12 minutes. He bailed us out. Man United needs signings. I think Ruben Amorim will improve the squad, and I think we'll finish the season better than we started it for sure. But I will say this for a fact. If Ineos think that they could get away with not bringing one new signing in for Ruben Amorim, that is a joke. That is an absolute joke. We got played off the park by Southampton, If there's a left wing back available on the market for the right price, you get it. I understand you can't get Kirkers, you can't get Nuno Mendes, but you can get them in the summer. Maybe wait. There's no point bringing someone in for the sake of it. But there's a 16 million buyback clause in Alvaro Fernandez. I know that most of the good options are Cunha that we're looking at. We will not be able to get until summer. But if there is someone that we will get in January for the right price to improve the squad, I want them to move through it if that's what Ruben Amorim wants. I do. Because for me, we definitely need reinforcement. Now, the only thing I can think and I can take away from this is this could change our season in the sense of this could provide opportunities for young stars. Now, Toby Collier is actually in contention to start versus Brighton tomorrow. It's breaking news coming out. But Collier's legs and running power are very, very impressive. We saw that in the Arsenal game. We saw that in the Southampton game. The way he sprints and gets into the box crashing, the defensive stability, picking up the ball, demanding the ball, comfortable on the ball. Really impressed with Toby Collier. He could start next game. Really, really impressive game. So good for him. Toby Collier is getting his chance. Now, Harry Amas is a player that potentially at left wing back could get a chance, but Ruben Amorim, I think, doesn't rate him as highly as Ten Hag. But one player that's been sort of touted with getting a chance is Sekou Kone, but he's been injured, so he's had a bit of a blowback. But is Obi Martin, because there is questions over the striker, Rasmus Højlund's form. Joshua Zirkzee is set to start the next game. There is talk of Obi Martin. Now, I watched a little bit of the Obi Martin game yesterday against Preston. His hold-up play was excellent. I mean, look, it's under 18s, but he put Højlund to shame in that game in terms of his hold-up play, how he was keeping the ball, playing in teammates with ease. He then had about 5 players around and went in a brilliant solo run to score and then scored a tap-in. This kid broke records at 16 at under 18s level. This kid is an absolute monster of a player. Now, he's still raw. There's still elements of his game that I think, he's really raw. And I wouldn't want to throw him in the deep end because I think it's slowly integrating him to let him develop. Maybe one that we look at in pre-season and we bring in next season. And we've got Bean Cheery as well and Wheatley. But I tell you what, Ruben Amorim will be looking at this guy because this is a Ruben Amorim profile player. And we'll be thinking, if Højlund's not giving it to me, and Zirkzee's a 9.5, it's not really a Ruben Amorim profile striker, he may look at Obi Martin. Now, I look at it and I think Sekou Kone, Toby Collier, I think Jim Thwaites could be one. Morehouse could be one that he keeps an eye on. Mantato, Godwalker Conkey. We haven't even spoke about Godwalker Conkey. But maybe there's a chance there for Obi Martin. Now, I think Conkey's the closest to coming through after Toby Collier. But I think these no signings means that Amorim just dips into the youth. Because he's dipped into the youth with Collier and it's paid off. People don't realise how good and talented Carrington is, and I know that we can overhype academy players and young players, but people do not realise how good Carrington is. Anyway, it was said that United target Nuno Mendes has closed the door on an exit from PSG. He now sees himself staying, so was he using United for a better new deal? Probably. I think that means Gyokeres and Summer then. If we're not making any move for Dorgo or Alvaro, it will be Gyokeres or maybe Aït-Nouri in summer, but I think it will be Gyokeres because Romano has linked us to Gyokeres many times, but Bournemouth will not sell till summer, even though they brought in a new left back. Marcus Rashford. AC Milan have given up on a deal to sign Marcus Rashford to pursue a deal of Kyle Walker. Marcus Rashford is moving away from a move to AC Milan as they push ahead with signing Kyle Walker. So, Rashford to AC Milan looks off. Is Rashford staying at United? What is the situation with Marcus Rashford and his Manchester United future? I think he's waiting for Barcelona. Barcelona are interested in Rashford. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that. David Ornstein has confirmed that. Barcelona is interested in Rashford. Barcelona is Marcus Rashford's dream move. Barcelona are going to move things around, sort out some finances to move for Marcus Rashford. Now, interestingly, Barcelona. They even if they're broke and they can't afford anyone, they find a way. They find a way to keep Dani Olmo. They'll find a way to get Marcus Rashford in. It is Barcelona. It is what they do. And I think he'll probably go to Barcelona, but apparently they need to offload Ansu Fati first. Now, one player that's been reported to be leaving United is Alejandro Garnacho. It was said that Napoli have reached an agreement on personal terms with Alejandro Garnacho, and that Garnacho has said yes to joining Napoli. Again, I don't trust the sources of information, but this is the 5th or 6th Italian source of information. Apparently, it said that Garnacho's agreed to sort of join Napoli verbally. There's some kind of agreement that he wants to join Napoli. Unless it comes out from Laurie Whitwell, Fabrizio Romano, Ornstein, Simon Stone, maybe, I would keep it with a pinch of salt. I would take it with a big pinch of salt. Sammy Mockbell's quite a good source of information as well, but he does more Arsenal news. So what has been said on this Garnacho-Rashford situation? Because the Muppeteers sort of spoke out about a bit of information. And they said this: Garnacho is keeping his options open. United aren't trying to sell him. Selling him would give United lots of financial room to sign someone, but United are not trying to force him out. So Man United are very open to keeping Garnacho. The only way Garnacho is going to leave Manchester United, basically, is if Napoli bid 60 million for him and he asks to leave. United don't want to sell Garnacho. They want to sell Anthony. They want to sell Rashford. That is known. They don't want to sell Garnacho. Maybe in summer they'll want to sell Garnacho when there's more suitors there and they can replace him. But he's our top scorer, I think, and he's a young kid out of form. They want to be a bit more patient with him. He's such a young player, and I completely understand that. I think he's one in the summer they may sell to bring in funds if Ruben Amorim isn't impressed with him between now and summer and doesn't seem as a fit for the system. But I do think that Garnacho is probably safe in January unless he wants to move and Napoli pay up, because there's no one to replace him with in January. In summer, you sell Garnacho, you can spend the money that we got for Garnacho on Matheus Cunha or on Victor Gyokeres, who can just improve the attack. But we can't do that now in January, so that makes sense. It was also said United have been interested in Chelsea players before. We were linked to Nkunku and been linked to João Felix that actually do suit our system more than they suit Chelsea's system. So it'll be interesting to see what Chelsea players we're looking at. I mean, I'd like Cole Palmer, but it's probably not going to happen. It was said that Rashford would really like to join Barcelona and thinks United will wait as long as possible for Barcelona. I think that's the situation with Rashford, unless there's an Arsenal deadline day move. You never know. Garnacho would have to ask to leave Napoli on top of Napoli up in their bid. Napoli apparently bidded now 45 million. They need to up that bid by 15 odd million to get that deal done. Maybe 55 million, 5 million in add-ons, but they need to reach the 60 million mark for United to even consider the sale of Garnacho. Now, because Napoli are in a title race and they really want Garnacho and he's the dream move, they may pay up. It's one to watch. Now, Matt Law said this, and he's Chelsea's sort of spokesperson. Napoli and Chelsea have attempted to get reassurances over Alejandro Garnacho's attitude as part of the homework on him. United are not currently in talks with the clubs about the sale of Garnacho and are not actively trying to create a market for the player. United are adamant that Garnacho will not be allowed to leave Old Trafford for a cut price deal this month. Basically saying, if Chelsea and Napoli want Garnacho, you've got to give us 60 million or he is staying. We don't want to sell the guy. Well, I don't think Chelsea will do that, but Napoli could bid up because he is the dream target. They do bid up every now and then, but we have to wait and see what happens with Napoli. And even if they do bid up, does Garnacho want to go? Now, reports are saying he does want to go. He's agreed personal terms, but I don't believe those reports. Does he want to go? Now, apparently United are optimistic of signing Victor Gyokeres in the summer from Sporting. I will say this now, but Victor Gyokeres won't happen in January. Gentleman's agreement not to raise Sporting, but in the summer there is reports that Victor Gyokeres will be open to joining United even without Champions League football because he'd like to reconnect with Ruben Amorim. So it's definitely one to watch, but just one to watch for now. And in terms of other news coming in, it was said that United are pushing for a new stadium as the centrepiece of a wider regeneration project that is expected to regenerate 7.3 billion a year for the UK economy and create around 90k jobs nationally. Discussions are underway to assess the available land. It looks like a new stadium could be built. But that is all your Manchester United news rounded up into 10 minutes. Let me know how you feel down below in the comments. I'll be back tonight with a live stream or video depending on the news. See you next time. Bye.